Good morning to all. I am S. Madhavi, working as Assistant Professor in Welltech Multitech Engineering College of Department of Information and Technology. Today I am going to take the topic called quicksort. So from the name itself we can say we are going to sort the numbers. So sorting in the sense we are going to arrange the elements either in the ascending order or descending order. So as the name suggests, quicksort, it implies this algorithm is going to work more faster when compared to the other algorithms. So why the name came as the quicksort in the sense, if there are some 5 students in a classroom and if we ask the students to stand in according to their heights, so what happens in the sense, the least height person will be automatically coming to the first position, and the largest height person will be moving on to the last position. So what happens in the sense, in between there are some elements whereby they alone have to change to their correct position and stand according to their heights. So this sorting algorithm works very quickly when compared to the other algorithm, and it is going to follow one strategy called divide and conquer. So divide in the sense, a list of numbers will be there. We are going to find the pivot element among them. So the pivot element can be chosen as according to our wish. It can be either a first element or in between the middle element, or it can be the last element. So I have given one example over here, and I am going to consider the first element as my pivot element. So here I am going to have some list of numbers here, around 8 elements are there. So usually whenever you are going to perform the sorting, we are going to arrange the elements in such a way that we are going to place it in the array format, whereby the index value starts from 0 onwards. Here the total number of element is 8. So the index starts from 0 onwards. So the index numbers can be placed from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. So totally there are 8 elements, whereby when we are going to start the index value from 0, we will be having from 0 to 7 elements over here. So I am going to consider this 5 as my pivot element. So the quicksort algorithm works in such a way that we are going to place this pivot element will be at the middle, and the elements lesser than the pivot element will be placed to the left hand side, and the elements greater than the pivot will be placed to the right hand side. So as a simple example, the 5 will be placed in such a way that it will be working in the middle, and the elements lesser than the 5 will be placed to the left hand side, and the elements greater than the 5 will be placed at the right hand side. So this algorithm works in such a way that we are going to follow the divide and conquer strategy, which means the pivot element will be placed in its correct position, and the elements lesser than the pivot will be placed in the left hand side. So what happens here is that again we will be applying the divide and conquer strategy over here, and again we will be placing the pivot element, and the algorithm goes on. So and likewise the elements greater than the pivot element will also be followed in such a way that again we will be applying the divide and conquer strategy over there. So that's why we are going to say this quicksort is going to follow the divide and conquer strategy. So the algorithm divides the given list into 3 main parts. The first part is the elements lesser than the pivot element, and the second part will be the pivot element, and the third part will be the elements greater than the pivot element. So according to our assumption, we will be having the list the 3 will be in this place, the 1 will be in this place, 2, 4 and so after the pivot element has come to its appropriate position, the elements lesser than the pivot element will be in the left hand side, and the elements greater than the pivot element will be in the right hand side. But it doesn't matter that these elements should be in the sorted order. can be in the unsorted order. That's why we are going to apply recursively this divide and conquer strategy to the subset of these lists. Okay, so that's why the name came as divide and conquer. So the general algorithm works for the quick sort in such a way that I am going to consider this array as an A. So the algorithm works in this manner. So I am going to consider the index of each and every element as an variable I. I am going to consider the A as an array which is going to contain the 8 elements, and I is the index. Okay, so the index value ranges from 0 to 7. So I am going to check for each and every index. I am going to compare it with the pivot element. So if my A of I is lesser than or equal to the pivot, what I will be doing is that I am going to move this I to right. And again I am going to use one more pointer called the J. If this condition is not correct, I am going to check the another condition, like else if A of J is greater than pivot, then I will be moving my J pointer to the left. So we are going to repeatedly work on these steps until this I and the J pointer come to its appropriate position. So the algorithm can be simplified with the help of an example. So I am going to consider this 5 as my pivot element. So initially I am going to place this I pointer over here, and my J pointer will be pointing up to the last. Or else we can consider this I as my start variable and J as my end variable. So first thing is that I am going to check my pivot element with this pointer I, which means that we are going to work on this first condition. If A of I is less than or equal to pivot. So my A of I, if my A of I is my fifth, my value is 5, I am going to check it with the condition. If it is less than or equal to the pivot, my pivot element is also 5. Here 5 is less than or equal to 5, the condition is correct as 5 is equal to the 5. So if my condition is correct, this line will be executed, which means I will be moving my I pointer to the right. So what happens here is that I will be moving this I pointer to the right. And I will be repeatedly checking this line again and again until if my I pointer will be greater than the pivot element, which means that the condition should become false. So the next step, what I will be doing is that again I will be checking this A of I with this pivot element. So 3 is less than 5, which means A of I is less than or equal to B, which means A of I is less than P, which means it is correct. If it is correct, again I will be moving this I to right. So I will be moving this I to right here. The next step, again I will be comparing this pivot element with this A of I. Again this A of I is less than pivot element, which means 1 is less than 5. It is correct. So we will be moving this I to right again. So again I have to check this condition, like whether if I is less than or equal to pivot, but the condition becomes false, so we will not be moving to this line. So automatically we will be stopping this I. As I told you, this I will be working as a start pointer, so we will be stopping this process at present. So we will move on to the right side. So here we will be moving on to, if this condition becomes false, we will be moving to the next line, whereby I will be checking if A of J is greater than P. So here I will be checking again A of J is greater than P. Actually this 7 is greater than 5, the condition is correct. So I will be moving this J to left. So I will be moving this J prior to one index position, and it will be pointing to the 6th index. Again, I'll be checking this condition until it becomes false. So, A of j is greater than 3. Yes, 4 is not greater than 5. So, the condition becomes false. So, automatically this line stops here. So, here the A stops at this position 3 and the j stops at this index position 6. So, what will be the next step is that again I have to check one condition, which is nothing but if I is less than j, what I will be doing is that I will be performing the swap of a of I with a of j. Here I and j refers to the index, not the like array elements. So I and j refers to the index, not the array elements. So what happens here is that if my I is less than j, actually my ith index value is what? 3 and my jth index is 6. So I will be checking one condition now. 3 is less than 6. This condition is correct. So what happens is that I will be performing the swap of a of I with a of j. So my a of I value is what? 9 and a of j value is what? 4. I need to interchange these two values. So there exists a swapping between these two things. So I will rewrite this line again. Whereby my 5 will be always my pivot element, and here just we are going to interchange the values. Here we are given like swap of a of I comma j. So we are going to interchange the values, not the index. So I remains at the same position. I is pointing to this third index. So I will be remaining at the same index and j will be remaining at the same index 6. So we are just going to swap the values, not the index. So a of I with a of j. So a of I value is 9 here, a of j value is 4 here. Just we are going to swap these two things. So what happens here is 4 will come to this place and 9 will come to this place. So there is an exchange of the values, not the index. The index remains the same over here. Next. So again we have to start the process from the first. So what happens is that I will be checking this a of I with again this pivot element. Here a of I is nothing but the 4. 4 is less than or equal to pivot. Yes, the condition is correct. If the condition is correct, what we have to do? We have to move this I to right. So I is at this third index. I will be moving this I to right. Again I have to check this condition. Until this condition becomes false, then only I can move to the next condition. So again I will be checking with this one, a of I. What is my a of I? 8. 8 is less than or equal to p. My p value is 5. So this condition becomes false here because it is greater. Actually the value should be lesser than the pivot. So we are going to stop at this position. We are going to stop this ith value. Next, we will move from the right side onwards. So the main thing is that the ith pointer will be moving from the left to right and the jth pointer will be moving from right to left. So what happens here is this, we have stopped the I pointer here now. So we will be moving this j pointer now. So again we will be checking this condition. So we will be moving to this one. So if a of j is greater than pivot, what is my a of j? It is 9. It is greater than pivot. Yes, the condition is correct. So what happens? I will be moving this j to the left. I have to move the j to left. So the jth index will be pointing to the index 5 now. Again, what I have to do is that again I have to compare this pivot element with this jth element. So my a of j is 2 now and the pivot element is 5 now. Here the a of j is lesser than the pivot, which means that the condition becomes false. So we have to stop this jth value. The next step is that when the I and the j stops at some position, then we have to go to the next condition, which is nothing but I have to check this one if I is less than or j. So the index value, I and j refers to the index value. Here the index value of I is 4 and the jth index value is 5. So I have to compare these two things. Here 4 is less than 5, it is correct. So what I have to do, I have to swap the a of I with a of j, which means that I have to exchange the values, not the index. So what happens here is 2 will be shifted to this position and 8 comes to this position. But the ith and the jth index remains the same over here. Again, I have to start from the first. So I will be checking if a of I is lesser than or equal to pivot. So my pivot element is 5 and my ith value is 2. So I have to check the condition over here. It is lesser. The condition is correct. If it is correct, I will be moving this I pointer to the right. So my ith pointer will be shifted to this place. Again I have to start it. So again I have to compare this a of I with this pivot element. A of I is lesser than or equal to pivot. But it's not so. It is greater than the pivot element. So I stops at this position. Now we'll do the reverse process. We'll be checking this j value. So a of j is greater than pivot. Yes, 5 is 8 is greater than 5, which means it is correct. Which means we have to move the jth to left. So I will be shifting this jth pointer to left. And again I will be checking this condition. If this a of j is greater than pivot, but it is not so, the condition becomes false. So whenever the condition becomes false, we have to stop at that position. So I will be stopping this j at that position. Yes. So what happens here is that if there is a cross interchange of this I and j, we will be having one more condition. So already we have seen like if I is less than j, we will be having this condition. So if it is not so, what happens is that else if I is less than j, we will be swapping a of I with a of j. If not, what we have to do is that we have to swap a of j with pivot element. So if this condition doesn't work, we will be executing this one, which means swap of a of j with this pivot element. So you can remember like if there is an interchange of I and j, like j comes prior the I and I comes after the j, you can go to this statement. So we have to swap the a of j with pivot element, not I and j. Okay, so what happens here is that here the value is, we are going to check the index value, which means what else refers to like if I is greater than j. Check the index now. What is the ith index value? 5. What is jth index value? 4. So here ith index value is greater than the 4. So what happens is that we have to execute this statement. So I will be swapping a of j with this pivot element. So here 2 will be swapped over here and 5 will be coming to this position. Already 5 was the pivot element which we have chosen from the first place. So the 5 becomes the pivot element now. From the first we have chosen this 5 only as my pivot element. So 5 will be the pivot till the entire process. So actually in the beginning I told you like in the quicksort we are going to have 3 parts. The list is being divided into 3 parts. One is the elements will be lesser than the pivot element. This is one part. And the second part is the pivot element. And the third part will be the elements larger than the pivot. Okay, so we have 3 main parts which this algorithm states. So the pivot element, which is nothing but the 5, has come to its appropriate position. So what's our next step? Again we will be applying the divide and conquer strategy. to the elements lesser than the pivot element, and again we are applying the divide and conquer strategy for this elements greater than the pivot element. So the pivot element has come to its appropriate position, which is nothing but the fourth index. So we'll stop with this one, and then now we'll move on to the elements lesser than the pivot element. So we have totally 4 elements here. So again we'll be recursively applying this algorithm. So as our wish, we can consider the pivot element. So I will be considering this 2 as my pivot element, and again I have to place my ith and the jth pointer. Jth pointer will be always pointing to the first index value, and the jth pointer will be pointing to the last index. So this we have completed. Now we are going to deal with this alone. So again I will be applying this formula. I will be checking this condition. If A of I is less than or equal to pivot element. So yes, here A of I is nothing but 2, and pivot element is also 2. 2 is equal to 2, which means the first condition is correct. If it is correct, I will be moving this I to right. So I will be moving this I to right. Next, again I will be checking this condition, whereby if my A of I is less than or equal to pivot. My A of I is what? 3. I am going to check the condition is less than or equal to the pivot. My pivot element is 2, which means the condition is false. 2 is not greater than 3. So we will be stopping over here. We will not be moving the I to the right. We will stop it over here. So if the condition becomes false, we have to stop at that position. So I will write stop here. Again, I will be moving on to the, if my condition becomes false, then I will move on to the else if part. If A of j, what is my A of j here? 4. 4 is greater than the pivot. My pivot element is 2. So I will be checking like whether it is correct or not. 4 is greater than 2. It is correct. If it is correct, I will be moving this j to left. So I will be moving this j to left. So as the strategy says, the I will be moving from left to right, and the j will be moving from right to left. So j has come to this position. We are not stopping. Again we have to check it. Again I will be checking the condition. If A of j, what is my A of j? 1 is greater than p. What is my p value? 2. 1 is greater than p. It is not so. So this condition becomes false here. So what happens here? The j stops over here. Then, so I has come to its appropriate position, and j we have stopped here. So what the next thing is, we will move on to the next condition, which is nothing but we will be checking the index of I and j. So the ith index value is 1 and the jth index value is 2. I am going to check the conditions if like I is less than j. The condition is correct. If it is correct, we have to swap A of I and A of j, which means we will be swapping the elements of this A of I and A of j, not the index. So what happens is that we are going to swap the elements alone. So 1 will be moved to this position and 3 will move to this position. But I and j remains the same there. Yes. So after this, we have completed this thing. So next is that I and j came to its appropriate position. Again, we will not move to this part since this condition is correct. So we will again proceed from the first. So again we will be checking this A of I. A of I is less than or equal to pivot. A of I value is 1, pivot value is 2. The condition is correct. 1 is less than 2. So what happens? We will move this I to right. We will move this I to right. So I comes to this position. Next, again we will be checking this condition if A of I is less than or equal to pivot. A of I value is 3, pivot value is 2. The condition is false. So what happens? I stops at this position. Next, I'll move on to the J pointer. J is at this index 2. So I'll be checking this one. A of J is greater than pivot. A of J is greater than pivot. Is it correct? Yes. So 3 is greater than 2. So the condition becomes true, which means I have to move this J to left. I'll be moving this J to left. So as I told you, again we'll be checking the condition. If A of J is greater than pivot, then I have to move the J to the left, but it is not so. The condition stops here. So if there is a cross interchange of this I and the J pointer, what we have to do? We have to swap A of J with P. A of J's value is 1. My pivot element is 2. So I have to interchange this 1 and 2. So what happens? The 1 will be moved to this place and 2 will be shifted to this place, whereby we have already considered like 2 is a pivot element, we should mark it as such. Yes. So after this, when you see here, this is our pivot element, it has come to its correct position, and the elements lesser than the pivot element are to the left hand side, and the elements greater than the pivot is placed at the right hand side. Yes. So and if you see here, 1, 2, 3 and 4 are in its correct order, which means we have sorted the first part, and the 5 is in the pivot element, which is in the correct position. So again you have to sort these things. So which will be following the same algorithm again, whereby we are going to consider this 8, 9 and 7. So what happens here is that I am going to consider this one as my pivot element, and I am going to place this ith value here, J pointer over here, and I will be checking the condition. So what happens here is that it is correct. So I will be moving this ith pointer to here, and again I will be checking the condition. The condition becomes false, so we will be stopping it over here, and we will move on to the J pointer. J is lesser than this one. So what happens? We have to stop it over here. So when we stop both the things, what we have to do? We have to interchange the values, and the algorithm goes by, and at last you will be getting this pivot element in the middle, whereby we will be getting it in the sorted order. So at last the sorted list using the quick sort is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8 and 9. That's it. Thank you.